Everybody, I have to finally talk about the car that stuck in my head all weekend long. It's the first thing that caught my eye when we arrived, and it did not leave my mind. I was like, I have to catch somebody to talk about this car too, and have somebody explain to me what the freak we're looking at here. And introduce yourself real quick. Thanks.
My name is Brett Egger and I work for Classic Motocross.
So my name is Craig and I also work for Classic Motocross.
And those guys are a big part of the reason why this exists. And this is an Aston Martin. You won't find anywhere else because there's only exactly one, right?
That's correct, yeah. Only
It's put together, I'm just simply amazed. Let's have a quick look, if we can, at the interior and maybe give our audience some hints what's going on inside, because it's very special again. Alright, interior, I mean, the doors, okay, they speak for themselves, we don't have to explain too much. This is amazing, outrageous, it's wild, it's unique, it's just spot on for the car in my opinion.
especially in those days.
Yeah.
Especially back then. Yeah.
So, what are we looking at inside?
So you got a digital pack, which was the original pack. That's unchanged, except that Craig has sorted out a whole lot of noise issues. There were lots of noise issues, which they couldn't sort back in the day, really. Anyway, we wanted to keep that, and Craig has managed to integrate that, you know, going from digital to analog and back to digital again, and the other way around. And he's managed to get, they work.
It's amazing.
You know, so they actually do the thing. There's a kind of sonic,
interesting, yeah.
what did they used to call that in the day? The hi-fi system or the cockpit system.
Yeah, Panasonic cockpit, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Blew my mind when I saw it, so cool.
So it's still got graphic equalizers, if you're old enough to remember that.
Graphic equalizers.
Which is a problem. Yeah, man. I got one of those with the lights. Yeah. So,
It's all still working as well.
that all works.
Amazing, amazing. It's still working, or you guys made it work again?
Yeah,
Probably the latter,
It
huh?
did need a bit of refurb. This one's hydraulic. So
Oh, hello.
good. Yeah.
So will it drift?
This car always brakes right for some reason,
Interesting.
and you can keep it there.
Interesting.
I
I gotta have a go. I think I'm on the taller side of people to being in the car, but I'm really surprised that I fit in it at all. Really surprised. It didn't look like it from the outside. And I have to say, I mean, yeah, the size 14 shoes don't really help, but this is
Okay.
This is okay. Check this out, everybody. Yo! Yo! This is amazing. This is amazing. And check this. I feel like, look. Yo! Bon Voyage, Volume 2. Yo! How cool is this? There's the equalizer we're just talking about. Look at it. All right, everybody. Amazing, amazing work, really. I am in position. So come on. Check out this feature. At night, you think, well, how should I see? Wait, just do those. But check this out. There we go. This is just the party lights with it as well. Amazing. Amazing. This is just, I mean, to be honest, I'm not surprised because this is just another piece of a crazy, technical, amazing, very unique solution. It's just a perfect fit to this car. Yeah, mind is blown. So, you had a lot of part in which area of rebuilding, and we're gonna come to why it had to be rebuilt in a second. So your part was mainly?
All mechanical.
All mechanical?
Everything mechanical.
A lot of work there?
Yes.
And your part was?
Mostly electrical.
And I think you guys might be surprised how much is going on in there, so you had a lot of work with this car. So for me, the looks of this car, amazing. It's just astonishing, and I've experienced it all weekend long now. Everybody here, and you guys hopefully have seen how many crazy cars are here at the Goodwood Festival of Speed this year. Everybody is talking about this car. It's not the fastest car. It's not the most, I don't know, it's probably not, yeah, well, maybe not even the most expensive car, but everybody is talking about the car, but it's probably up there. It's probably up there. So, looks amazing. So tell us, what are we looking at here? It's a piece of art already. I love the integration on where it sits, how it sits there. What are we talking about? What is this?
You know more about it than I do. Alright, so 5.3 litre paddock Marek designed V8. So he did the Aston V8s and he did the Aston Straight 6 as well. The design on that, he's a Polish engineer. Really nice design thing. Wide angle head, hemispherical, 101mm bore, 90mm stroke. So not a hell of a lot to say. It's a wet liner engine, but it's got a closed deck.
Gotcha.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah,
pull the liners out and it's got a closed deck, you know, which was a big thing to me, especially the turbocharged setup. So we beefed up the crank a little because we don't want any problems, and the crank is 40 years old. The rod's 40 years old, piston's 40 years old. They've taken a bit of a hit. The compression on this car at the moment sits at about 9 to 1.
Okay.
So we've picked it up. Pretty okay, but the Hemi heads are not too efficient, so you don't want to go too high, but you also don't want it in the floor. That's where we've gone, and we've got a set of 60mm turbos on it, so 2 on each side, so 2.7 a side. Makes sense, people will think about it, yeah. The AR is 0.92, so for anybody who knows about that, that'll start making sense to you, I'm sure. So it boosts real fast, it gets on now. This weekend, we've limited it to like £3 for this weekend, just because of where we are, and there's walls and hedges. And there's only one of these. It's quite happy to run at £18. When it does do that, it'll make just over 1,000 Newton meters at £18.
1,000 Newton meters at £18, okay.
It's shut, we have a mainline dyno, which is rated at 2,000 Newton. Now obviously through the drivetrain you multiply that, but at 4,500 RPM it shuts the dyno down, so it goes, you know. We've seen 750, it can go, we can make it go. We've got a chrome ollie flywheel on there, we've got a twin pack clutch. It's a solid clutch, which in hindsight maybe we could have used a sprung thing, make it a little bit easier to drive. Yeah, to rattle a little.
Snapped any drive shaft or anything?
No, nothing like that. If you look at the size of the drive shaft, a 62mm drive shaft. That
beefy.
Large. Beefy. Inboard discs, you have to have big drive shafts, because if you shut the discs down over here, the drive shaft keeps twisting, so you need really heavy stuff. And it's running a ZF gearbox. The ZF box would be something like in an M1, the early GT40s, Lamborghini Marach, the Tommaso Pantera. This is the same kind of gearbox. Obviously everything was in there was cryo treated, new gears, new everything. The guy who built the gearbox, old Malcolm Walker, he's just on the phone all the time. We've broken my gearbox. He's worried about his gearbox. So we gave him a nice cooler. We ran it on. From a powertrain point of view, that's about it. You know, it's fairly simple, really, by today's standard. It goes really well, and it seems to have stayed together.
The curation is just amazing for me. Like, it's taking so many smart things, putting them together, and have it be, as you mentioned, somewhat historically original and significant, yet performing on that level of reliability, driving on the road. It's incredible.
So we've got these all drive-by-wire as well.
Oh yes.
So
Drive-by-wire.
Yes.
Again,
so we've got like the launch control.
makes your life a bit more interesting, I guess. You can do so many things if you have that.
Oh, there's too many things in there, but we're not allowed.
Yeah. We're out to really get at it. I think we over-flamed it this weekend, maybe. We were down to 20 miles an hour and there were still flames coming out. But, oops.
Love it.
Maybe
Love
it was a bit much trying for him, and then it was like.
I'm amazed. I'm amazed. This is, I don't know, I can't even imagine the number of dollars, euros, pounds that went into this over all those years. It's been a part, I guess it's fair to say, why Aston Martin still exists. Plays a huge role in the history of the company. Those guys spent 18 months after the car came back in a different condition from somewhere else to where it belongs. They spent 18 months pretty much the same way we did in the 6 months building our M4s, living in the workshop, living this project, and I can tell, I think you guys can tell, this is something very special. Thank you for building this car. Thank you for showing us around this car. Please make sure it stays safe for one, but also I really appreciate it being on the road. I really do appreciate it being on the road and not just in a museum. Yes, it deserves to be in a museum. On the other hand, it's so cool that it's not static in a museum.
Yeah, no, we're going to use it. Yeah. It's got to get used. That's the whole idea. But really, came to the party and made us the tires.
Amazing.
Cool. So we got a couple of sets. Maybe we'll think about doing other stuff when they're gone, but then we'll have to just get more. It's not for me to say. I just keep it running.
We'll link up with Rich again.
Yes.
I want to drift this thing. Also, I'm scared, so I don't want to, but somehow I feel like I want to. We'll see. We'll see.
I doubt that'll come off, but we'll try.
We'll try giving some hints.
Man,
good.
Thank you so much.
Nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
And again, thanks for building this beauty.
Thank you.